This is the moment that every woman dreams about, telling the man in her life that she is pregnant with their baby.
Jason, I'm having a baby.
But the women that you are going to meet today did the unthinkable.
I was desperate. I cared about him so much. I was hoping that it would bring us closer.
I wanted him back, so I just said, Jason, I'm pregnant.
She wasn't pregnant. I don't like being lied to.
I had to have you back.
I'm not coming back.
I didn't see no other way.
If you love me, would you lie to me?
To keep you, yes.
I hope you kept them receipts for them clothes you bought for the baby, because I'm not pregnant.
What?
Our guests today were so desperate to hang on to the men they love, they actually lied about being pregnant. Their boyfriends are here, and some of them think they're about to become daddies. But get this, they're going to find out the truth when their girlfriends finally admit that there is no baby. That's right. There are a whole lot of women here who have lied about their pregnancies. Now, meet our first guests. This is Sherry and her friend Angela. Sherry lied to her boyfriend about being pregnant first, and then Angela saw how well this worked, so she did the same to hold on to her boyfriend, too. Now, their boyfriends, Sean and Chris, are waiting backstage. Unlike the other men on the show today, these men already know the truth. They are really furious about having been lied to. You can't blame them. They'll be out here in just a minute to confront Sherry and Angela. But first, Sherry, since this is an experience you've had, we're going to learn from you. Let me start with you. Why would you lie about something as important as being pregnant?
Well, first of all, I didn't lie at the beginning. I really was pregnant. And he had left me, and I found out I was pregnant. And he came back to me. I think he wanted to do the right thing. And he came back, and we got back together. But I lost the baby about a month later. And I was so devastated, and I was so afraid that he was going to leave again. I couldn't tell him. And I didn't tell him for about 3 weeks. I lied about it but you can't lie about that for very long.
Well, very long. It's kind of hard.
I mean,
Sherry,
pardon?
why was it so important to hold on to Sean?
Our relationship, when it's good, it's really good. I love him more than I've loved anybody. And when I told him, when I neglected to tell him that I had miscarried, it wasn't something I planned. It just came out. I didn't think about it, and it just came out of my mouth. And it just...
You know, I think you hear us, and a lot of us are thinking, if you had to lie about being pregnant to keep Sean, what we're thinking is that relationship worth saving?
Yep.
Angela, you said you got the idea to lie to your boyfriend from Sherry. Why did you feel you had to lie? And was it completely a lie?
Well, yeah, it was
You weren't
completely
pregnant.
a lie. There's no doubt about that.
What is it?
But, I mean, I didn't think we broke up for valid reasons. He didn't give it a chance, and I was desperate. I cared about him so much, and when he was gone, I didn't know what to do. And Sherry suggested it, but it's not her fault. It's my fault because I did it, but...
Let me ask you the same question I asked her. If the boyfriend wasn't sticking around with you, why would you try to fool him? In other words, is that a relationship worth having?
I think so.
I mean, you think so? Okay.
I
That's
thought
your
about
truth.
that myself, you know, and I guess at the time I thought it was, and you know, I don't...
How do you feel now about it?
About what we did, what I did?
Yeah.
I know what I did was wrong. I regret doing it. You know, I mean, the day that I miscarried, he came home, I was crying, you know, and I looked at him and I didn't want him to walk back out the door. And I didn't. I mean, I wanted that baby more than anything, you know, and I was hoping that it would bring us closer. I was hoping that it would, you know, make our relationship stronger.
Did it work?
I think he only came back. I think he only came back because I was pregnant. And I mean, I love him so much. I would do anything.
Well,
for him.
Sean and Chris have been waiting backstage. I think they're very anxious to talk to you about what you did. Let's bring them out. Sean, Chris, come on out. Now, Sean, we're going to start with you. How did you find out that Sherry had lied to you about being pregnant?
Well, after I split up with her, I moved out of the house and everything, and it's like for those 3 weeks when she came back, she told me she was pregnant, and for those 3 weeks I came back, and I've never seen no proof that she was pregnant. I just trusted her.
Do you today believe she was pregnant?
I mean, she said she wasn't lying, but then again, even if she wasn't, she lied to me for 3 weeks anyway.
All right.
Well, I mean, why would I? That doesn't make, it doesn't, I mean, I lied and then I lied, I mean.
If you would have seen her when she lost that, she was so devastated. I mean,
But,
I work with
I
You
mean,
know, Sean really...
I've never seen nothing, and then for those last 3 weeks, I was like, I wanted to go to the doctor with her, and for some reason, she always had some excuses. She had to go somewhere, had to go do something.
Maybe she was never pregnant. Were you really?
I was really pregnant.
Okay.
I was pregnant.
Sean, you've broken up with Sherry. Why did you go back to her if the relationship was over for you?
Well,
I mean, when it wasn't good...
I, as a child, my father left before I was even born, and I seen what it did to my mother, and I know my mother would kill me if I ever did that to my own child, you know, and I mean, when he did it to me, I mean, I grew up my whole life, and I swore, you know, if I ever did that, I would take care of my child. I would be there for my child, even if I didn't want to stay with her.
Sherry said that she lied about being pregnant because she loves you so much she'd do anything to keep you around. How does that make you feel?
I don't like being lied to. That's one thing I always said in a relationship. I don't like being taken for granted. I don't like being lied to.
Chris, what about you? How did you find out that Angela had lied to you?
Well, I didn't. I mean, I knew it already. She wasn't pregnant.
And you knew when she told you that she was lying?
She has Norplant.
Right.
And I don't think she thought I knew. She told me. So.
Oh, that's why you took off then? Yeah, when I told him I was pregnant,
No,
you know what he did? He left for New Orleans. He took off. He was
I was
gone
going
for a month.
anyway.
You were going anyway.
You knew she had a Norplant. How did you find out she was lying?
Well,
I told his friends, and they told him in New Orleans. They called him in New Orleans.
Why did you tell his friends that you were lying and not?
Because I felt ridiculous for doing that. I felt stupid. I don't know why I did it in the first place. I mean, I love him, and I wanted to keep him. But I mean, that was ridiculous.
Didn't work. Sherry and Angela,
Well, I told
you went to
them.
great lengths to hang on to the guys. Would you like to tell them now how you really feel, Sherry?
I still really love you, Sean. I wish I'd never lied to you. If I could take it back, I would. You know, if I could change everything, I would. You know.
I mean, for the whole last part of our relationship, man, it's like the trust was all gone. I mean,
Well, it was all gone for both of
you
us.
would ignore me sometimes. You wouldn't come home. I wouldn't come home. I mean, it was totally over, and I just wanted to leave. You know, and I tried it the best way I could. You know, and I didn't try to hurt you by leaving, but I had to leave. I didn't want to stick around for this anymore.
You know, but our relationship was so good in the beginning.
Yeah,
And
at times.
It was great, and I just wish that, you know, that it could be back like the way that it was.
I mean,
And I was so upset, and I just, you know, I know I lied. I was wrong. You know, I should have never done that, and I'm sorry. I wish I could change.
you know, I loved you at one time, and I probably always will, but I'm not coming back.
You know, I just want to say that I agree with you 100%. And, you know, it goes for both gentlemen. When you got a relationship when a woman has to lie to you, she's insecure, and she has to lie to you like that, then your relationship is based on mistrust. And that's no good. I'm glad you left. Yeah. Anyway. You think she loves you?
You know I love you.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if
Love don't bring lies.
She lied to you the first time. Imagine the second time, it's gonna be worse.
You can't be deceiving people like that, man.
I know. I agree.
Angela, it's your turn. How do you still feel about Chris?
Well, I mean, I still love him, of course, but and I want him back. And
no. I don't even want to hear that. I mean,
well, Chris, you can't say you didn't think it. You left. You took off immediately. The next day, you had your stuff and you were gone.
oh, yeah, to make you mad.
To make me
I
mad.
knew.
To make me mad.
I knew you wasn't pregnant. I mean, think about it. I mean, you had Norplant.
I mean, yeah.
Do I understand?
Am I right? We found out that these two people sit around at their work and plan this whole thing out.
They stood around and worked. Do you realize you were angry at him because you thought he believed you were pregnant and he left? Mm-hmm. He claims he always knew you weren't pregnant and he left because you were lying. So that's what the problem seems to be.
Yeah. If you love me, would you lie to me?
To keep you, yes.
No. We didn't sit around and scheme this
up.
Thank
for
you.
All the wrong reasons.
It was not premeditated.
I didn't want to let
we
you go,
didn't sit
Chris.
around and
well,
I didn't want to let you go. I didn't know.
I think a man has a right to ask what you're asking. How often does a woman do this? We'll be right back. Okay, next. This man thinks that he's going to be a father, but he's about to find out that his girlfriend has been lying to him for weeks. And when we come back, she's going to tell him for the first time she's not really pregnant. Stay with us. They were so upset about the possibility of losing their boyfriends, they said, the only way to get them back is to pretend they were pregnant. The boyfriends, when they find out, are outraged that the women tried to trap them into a relationship by lying about something as serious as a pregnancy. Meet Jody. Like these other women, she says she was worried about losing her boyfriend, Jason, and she told him she was having his baby. Unlike Sherry and Angela, Jody has not told Jason the truth. Now, Jason is backstage where he can't hear us because he still thinks that Jody is pregnant. And Jody is going to tell him the truth in a minute. We're going to see how he takes the news. Jody, I want to hear your story. Why did you feel that you had to make up the lie to keep him?
Because we got in a really big fight, and I had him arrested. And the next day, I felt really, really guilty. And then I couldn't talk to him. And then Sunday, I have 2 children. I have a 4 and a 2-year-old. And he came, he put oil in our house, and he brought diapers for my son. And he walked in, and I couldn't handle it. I mean, I just couldn't. I wanted him back, so I just said, Jason, I'm pregnant.
Why was it so important for you to stay together with him?
Because he's everything to me. I had a really rotten childhood. And he makes everything all better. He makes me feel like I'm queen of everything. He's so supportive. I mean, my son never knew his dad. And he loves Jason. Jason is his daddy. And that's why I lied.
Why would you play mind games with someone like that then?
Because I needed an excuse to go back with him.
Yeah,
I didn't want my family to hate me.
You don't play games like that because once you do that, man, that's like mental scars. You just don't go around telling the guy something like that.
I know it was wrong. I know what I did was wrong.
All right, if you know that it's wrong, why do you want to tell him the truth now? You risk losing him.
Well, excuse me?
Why do you want to tell him the truth now? You risk losing him.
Because I love him and I don't want to lie to him no more. I want everything to be clean. No, you don't understand.
Okay.
You don't understand.
Yes, ma'am.
He will understand. He will understand. I know he will.
Yes?
Yes, I just want to know how old all of you are.
I'm 25.
I'm 20.
I'm 22.
23.
How has Jason reacted to you being pregnant? Is he excited by this?
Yeah, he's
He is.
very happy.
Yes, ma'am.
If y'all have to lie to them just to keep them, I think y'all shouldn't be together.
So then there's the question. Would he have left you if you hadn't lied to him? Would he have left you if you hadn't lied to him?
Would he left me if I don't think he would have left me. It's my parents. I was in a really bad relationship with my 2 children. And my parents think I'm going to do it all again, but they don't realize how sweet and how awesome he is.
They think he may be wrong for you.
Yes, and
yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. My comment is to, what's your name, Sherry?
Yes.
Sherry, I really sympathize for you for losing your baby because that's
you.
something really devastating that any woman would have to go through. But I want to ask the ladies, where is your self-esteem? Okay, where's your self-esteem? Because just like the comment that was made earlier, relationship is based on trust. And once you break that trust, you infect the innocence that trust brings into a relationship, and it's a very thin line.
I have self-esteem. I'm really weak when it comes to him. I really love him. I really love him.
I think he's right. Now, Jason, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Jason has not heard any of this, and it's kind of difficult because we're keeping somebody in one place and somebody in another. He's in our green room waiting to talk to us about your relationship. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring him out. Okay, Jason? Stay here with me for a minute. Now, Jason, we have been talking to your girlfriend Jody about your relationship. Can you tell me a little bit about how you feel about her?
Well, we've been together for a while, and just her and her kids, and makes me very happy, and I feel loved, and I love her a lot.
How did you feel when you found out she was pregnant with your child?
I was happy and just overwhelmed.
Are you still?
Anyone with kids would probably know how I feel. It's just hard to explain.
Are you excited about being a father?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Jody, you want to tell Jason about something? Would you like to tell him?
I love you.
Love you too.
And I lied. I'm not pregnant.
Explain to him how it happened, Jody.
We got in that fight, and I couldn't. I had to have you back, and I didn't see no other way. I love you. I hope you can forgive me. I'm sorry.
Why? You knew I loved you. I mean, why'd you lie?
Because I knew my mother would make trouble.
I ain't worried about your parents.
I am.
I think, Jason, you should tell Jody how you feel when you hear news about somebody not being truthful with you. I think it's right to tell. How do you feel now?
I don't know, I'm hurt. I don't know, my heart's sunk.
Yeah. Doesn't feel very good when you're lied to, does it?
Excuse me?
It doesn't feel good when you're lied to, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It don't feel good either, Sally, to lie. But when you feel trapped in when you feel trapped and you don't know any other way to go, you will lie. He is everything for me. He does everything for me.
Yes. Hold on a minute. What do you think of what's going on?
I think that is very wrong. How could you do that to somebody and tell them that you're pregnant and then bring them on national TV and tell them that they're not? Men may be dogs, but they do have feelings, and that hurts to find that out.
I did it because I love him.
I think...
No, you don't know how I feel. You don't know. He is there for me when I'm sick. When I get sick, he is there.
He know he ain't got no baby. You can't do that to them.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I want to ask you a question to all the guys. Are you more upset now with them than you were when you were fighting because of what you said?
For me, yeah. I mean, I'm still upset with her. She came out to see me the other night, where I hang out. And she came up to me, trying to talk to me then. I just totally blew her off. I didn't even want to see her. I haven't seen her in weeks. And then she called.
It's a good question. Chris, I'm interested in what you were thinking when she was telling him. What were you thinking?
Just angry. I mean,
Are you?
She's dehumanized me, by doing that.
No, I think he's right.
I
think he's right. I honestly believe that he's right. I do believe that he's right.
She's totally played me.
Is the idea that it's all right to lie, is that what's wrong? Isn't that a lot in our society? You just said to me If I wanted to keep somebody, I'd lie also.
If I didn't want to lie, I just felt no
But you
way
know what?
that I could.
You know, you should see some of those old black and white movies where they took a prisoner in and they tortured the heck out of him and the prisoner wouldn't tell. There are some people who just won't lie. They won't lie. Now, I think there's something important. Jason, I think if you need time to think about this, but do you think you can forgive Jody?
Yeah.
You can?
Yes, I can.
Look at how perfect he is.
Jody, do you feel better?
Yeah, I do. I just want everyone to know I had to do. He's awesome. He makes. I mean, how many guys do you know would take someone else's children and make them your own?
Okay, but now what we're asking you is, can you promise, no matter how ugly the truth is, never to lie again?
Yes.
Even if we tortured you?
Even if you tortured me.
Okay.
I just want to know, if you loved him so much, why did you have him arrested?
And if he's so perfect,
Actually-
what did he do to get? I mean, you don't go to jail for
Actually, it's my fault. That's my fault.
He's so perfect. He ain't that good, you know? And
Sally.
you're talking about you've already been in an abusive relationship. It sounds like you went back out and found the same
I got
thing again.
scared that it was what has happened. We got into a really major argument about my children not going to my mother's because he don't feel she takes care of them properly.
Did he put his hands on you?
Yes,
Put
I
his
did.
hands on you?
Well, then you need to get out of it.
Yes.
Like
Did you hear? Wait, darling. We can't hear you unless
Sally.
you're standing here. Say what you said.
It's not
Say
like
it
that.
again.
He didn't hit me. He just pushed me. That's
Push,
it.
no
After
matter what
I
it
almost
is.
put his head through
No matter
a
what
window.
it is. Once a man
So-
start putting their hands on you one time, it's all it takes. One time, and he think it's okay.
Okay. I think Jason knows how we feel about that. I can see in his eyes.
What
We'll
you
be
don't
right
know
back.
is-
When we come back, we're going to meet a woman who has been pretending that she is pregnant for the past 2.5 months. She says she did it because she was afraid that her boyfriend Ron was going to leave her. We'll hear what he has to say when he finds out the truth. Does it work? Now, what would you do if the only way you thought you could save your relationship with the man you love was to pretend that you were pregnant with his child? The women on today's show say they were so devastated with the thought of losing the men that they did the only thing they could think of. They lied to them and told them they were pregnant. Well, meet Nia and her cousin, Naja. Naja? Did I pronounce it correctly?
Naja.
Naja.
Uh-huh.
Nia says that she was having problems with her boyfriend Ron, and the only way she thought she could keep him around was to lie about having his baby. Nia's cousin Naja says she's absolutely disgusted that Nia would pretend to be pregnant to keep her on. Ron is waiting backstage in a secluded area, and he's going to hear the truth from Nia in just a moment. As we wanted to tell the women, and you were saying about your mother and your father, it affects all the members of the family when you tell somebody that you're pregnant. So, Nia, it even affects your friends. Where did you get this hot idea of pretending you were pregnant?
From the soap opera, like a dum-dum. From the soap opera.
From the
From
soap
the last 5 people that she told she was pregnant from. Don't try that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because
now
this
she's
not
getting a
the
little bit
first
out of
person
hand.
that she told that she was pregnant.
It's not the
No,
first.
it's not.
All right, why do
getting a little too
why
hot
do
of
you do
hand for
this
real.
to
Don't
men?
do that.
Nia, why do you do this
She
to men?
exaggerating. She just.
No, I'm not exaggerating.
Why did you do
No,
it to
she-
Ron?
What?
Why did you do it to Ron?
Because me and Ron, we've been together for a long time, and no, listen, we've been together for 4 years. I had a baby by, what?
Why would you play with a man's mind for, though? I mean, you just like playing
Can I tell the story, please? They asked me a question, okay? So, as I was saying, we've been together for 4 years, and we have broke up for like a year or whatever, and me and my ex-boyfriend had got back together, and He's presently passed away or whatever. And so, we had a baby, you know what I'm saying? I had a baby by him, because you know what I'm saying? You know, that's your first child, whatever, you want to have a baby. So, you know, I had my baby. Me and him wasn't together. I had no idea we were going to get back together. We got back together at the end of my pregnancy. And he treats my daughter like that's his own, that's his baby doll and everything. He'll tell y'all that. But it's just like every time he look at her, he just sit there. He looks at her like he wants to have a baby of his own, yeah. And I see he looks at her kind of like with jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my baby. I can't believe. You know what I'm saying?
Naja, you are upset about what your cousin is doing. What does it do to friends and relatives and family members? What does it do?
The reason why I'm upset is because she don't have to lie to him. You know what I'm saying? If he want to have a baby, they can. If she loves him like she says she does, and he loves her, then they can have a baby on their own. Why lie? He's buying clothes for the baby and everything. You understand what I'm saying?
He's out buying clothes.
He has bought clothes for the baby and everything, and really thinks that, you know, she doesn't have to lie. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think this will work? Do you think telling him you're pregnant will work?
It's working now.
How? Ron, as we told you, Ron has been backstage in the green room, and he hasn't been able to hear what's been going on. So we're going to give him a chance to come on and talk to us. Ron, can we have you come on out here? Ron, you know that Nia has come to talk to you about your relationship. How do you think things are going with the two of you?
What?
How do you think things I'll come up closer so you can understand me. How do you think the things are going between the two of you?
Oh, they're all right.
All right. I understand you're very excited about being a new father. Have you been out buying baby clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you feel when she told you she was pregnant?
I was happy.
Very happy. Nia has something she has to tell you. Go ahead, Nia.
I hope you... It is funny.
It's not funny.
It is funny. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being nervous, but listen though, if you're nervous, that's how I react when I'm nervous. I'm gonna sit there and laugh.
He don't even know yet. Tell him what it is. He don't even know what it is.
I hope this don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't look at me like that. I hope this don't affect nothing between us. I mean, I really hope things stay the same. But I want this all to get out in the open right now, whatever. I mean, I hope you kept them receipts for them clothes you bought for the baby, because I'm not pregnant.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
If you girls are so dishonest as to lie about an important issue as that, then imagine what capable of you could lie about. What else you can lie about?
Yeah, you can betray. You can betray a lot of feelings. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is for Jason. Jason, forgive her. I don't think she did it on purpose. Sometimes when you panic, you just might tell a lie.
I'll forgive her. I mean, you just can't throw away, you know,
Ron?
a girl and her 2 kids. You just can't throw it away. Everything you work for.
But children should not be brought up. They should be brought up believing their parents are pretty special. How do you feel? I want to hear how Ron feels. How do you feel?
What you mean how I feel, man? I'm mad.
Are you angry?
Yeah.
You shut up.
I would be very, very angry.
Don't tell him what to do. He got his own mind. If he gonna leave me, he gonna leave me on his own. He don't need you to tell him. Come on now.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
if he
I don't know why she lied anyway. You know what I'm saying? Ron don't got no job. He's nobody. We don't even like each other. I don't like him. Wait a minute. Wait, no. Me and Ron, you ain't got this screen like that on that.
why I ain't now. Scandal.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Let's
try to won't bring y'all out here.
just. Ron has had what I consider a massive insult and a massive shock. I really think so. And I think that we should really feel for him. Allow him a moment to think of. Why did you want to tell him on television?
Because she's a damn fool.
Okay.
Damn fool.
Why would you even do that?
Why would you do what?
Why would you even? I don't know.
Lie in the first
place. Why would you lie in the first place?
You punched me in the face.
Why? Around here. Come on around here so that I can talk. You have to understand, he is going through. Tell him what he's going through.
These girls don't seem to understand the whole thought behind of you thinking that you're getting ready to have a child at our age and the stress that comes with that. And you're not ready for it, and I mean...
You don't understand circumstances that can push you into that.
Well, maybe yours is a little bit different. Maybe for me...
Why would you lie and say you're pregnant to keep your man?
It's not...
Because I needed an
It's
excuse
not-
to go back
it's
with him.
not
You don't have someone
right.
arrested and then say you love them.
Okay, hold on.
Why? Because
Why would you say you're pregnant to think that was
Ladies, there's a lot of women out here in this world who cannot have kids. You know? Think about it. You ought to feel guilty. You ought to feel guilty.
And you really shouldn't.
I'm here.
Well, I understand that. I'm very, very concerned about Nia. I just am. How do you feel now that you've told him? Yeah? How do you feel?
I feel relieved. I mean, it's out now.
Okay.
Yes, it's
sir.
off my chest.
They were talking about how it's affected Nia's family. Jody, how did this affect your
Red.
kids? Do they know that you're pregnant, and do they know that you're not, or?
No, they don't. But it affected them a great deal when we split up. You to explain to a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old when they wake up crying and they think that their mother's so rotten that she's lost them another daddy. You explain that to your children, and you tell me that that wouldn't push you to lie.
No.
Has nothing
No,
to do
I
with
never
me.
lied to
Has
my
nothing to do with me.
I was raised...
Yes, it did.
No, I believe.
With your kids waking up
Listen to what
When they
Ron.
cry for you in the middle of the night, and I have to say, I'm sorry, you know.
Listen to what
he's not
Sean
there.
is saying. Listen
Because
to
I
him.
wanted you to come
Listen
home.
to him. He was raised without.
Home anyway, you know that.
See?
Up until I was about 5 or 6, my mom married my stepdad, which he took me in as his son. But up until then, I had no father. I didn't seem to care or worry about it. I mean, I had a good time. It was just me and my mom. It was really pretty comfortable.
I never had a father.
And I
my
mean, I
mother
think-
had to find me a stepfather.
I think, you know,
Yeah, but you don't lie.
when you lie to a guy like that, man, it leaves mental traumas on the guy, man. He's going to be
Excuse me?
stressed out the rest of his life about being in relationships and thinking that a girl's going to be pregnant. And he's going to be wanting to see that right off the bat from now on. Because, I mean, that's just like a letdown that you just can't believe.
It doesn't. Here's the
It is a
answer.
real
It
big
doesn't
insult.
work.
I feel guilty.
What do you think?
That's why I came here.
What do you think?
I was just going to say, so many teenage girls get pregnant and all the guys leave. You have 4 guys that were staying with you, buying things, supporting you. None of you deserve them. And I think that I know your situation's different, but I know your situation's different, and I understand. And I think while it's good that he's trusting you, you have to learn, even while you're with him, to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of your kids on your own. Because God forbid something happened to him, what are you going to do without him with you? Because you can't do anything on your own. Well,
I would die without him. Well, I would never make it without him. I could not
try
make
to do it on your own.
You never felt like that before?
Ron,
I couldn't.
what do you
And
think?
it's not because I have a job. I support my own
Ron,
children.
she's completely right.
I
You have to
couldn't-
be strong and on your own. What are you thinking now?
emotionally be without him. No, I'd
through
never
her.
last.
When we come back, we're going to meet a woman who has lied about being pregnant 3 times to 3 different men. How does she feel about that? Stay with us. We've been talking to women who thought it was a great idea. The only way to save their relationship with the boyfriends, lie about being pregnant. One lady, I think, said this hurts all women. It sounds like a very shocking thing to do, but the women say they're desperate. What do you think?
Lying to keep a boy ain't gonna happen because this is the 90s.
I don't know what y'all thinking, but if a man ain't gonna stay with you when you're not pregnant, it makes you think he's gonna stay with you while you're pregnant.
It's over.
Let's ask a man. Sir, what do you think?
I'd just like to say to Jody, you should, I can understand how you feel about with your situation, how you said you were desperate, you know, you were scared that you were going to lose him, but you should realize how extremely fortunate you are to have someone like him, because
I do, and why would I want to give that up?
But you did not have to lie to him to tell him, you know, just to keep him. If he truly loved you, he'd stay with you regardless of whether, you know.
I felt trapped. I felt that
but
my
you're not
parents-
going to lose him. You're not going. He's already said to you, you're not going to lose him, and you kind of knew that because I asked you that question. Let me introduce Joanna. Joanna can understand how you feel and how the other women feel. Why? She's done this stupid thing 3 times. I think once is hard enough to imagine. How do you keep lying to men about being pregnant? Why would you do such a thing?
Well, first I had a low self-esteem about myself, and I thought the only way to keep my ex-husband was to tell him that I was pregnant.
It doesn't even work with an ex-husband, does it?
Well, he wasn't my ex-husband. He was just a boyfriend that I was seeing.
What advice do you have for these women?
Not to do it ever again. Learn from your mistakes. Do not ever do it again. I wanted love. And I'm sure that's what you want from these men, but you're not going to get it that way.
All right, meet Debbie Nigro, who has had lots of experience talking to men and women about their relationship because she hosts her own nationally syndicated radio show called The Working Mom on the Run. I think she's just won a wonderful award. Or What the Heck Happened to My Life? Now, that's the name of the show, not the question I'm asking her. What do you think about what you've heard today?
Well, I just, you know, and listening backstage, I think the ladies are using the wrong lure.
Let's find out what the right lure is when we return.
Yeah, I feel in a relationship, you need communication, trust, and most of all, honesty.
Yes.
If you don't have that, it can't work.
And you?
Sally, my question is directed to the young ladies. I just wanted to know if you feel you have to trick your boyfriends to stay with you. Do you really feel that you should be in a relationship where you have to make someone stay with you?
Well, I think that's the point. That's really.
Hello, can I say something? I was not trying to keep him, you know what I'm saying? Because we got back together. That's not why I lied. I lied about being pregnant, you know what I'm saying, to quote unquote add some kind of, you know what I'm saying, add some kind of spice to our relationship. Oh, my.
Debbie, what would push a woman to do something so dramatic?
Well, first of all, I want to go back to the lure for a second.
Yes, the lure.
The lure.
What would it be called then if it's not?
Wait, Sean, it's Debbie's turn.
My turn.
Okay.
Go ahead, Debbie. Go ahead.
No, seriously, they're using the wrong lure.
You don't know what I'm capable of doing.
Naya, go ahead.
Just to lighten up the situation.
Shh. Go ahead.
All right, things are getting a little tense.
Yes.
Woman wants to get a guy, get a really great sports car. You
That
forget the
is
baby
more
thing.
of a lure.
Sure, because you don't have to wash it except once in a while, and it doesn't keep you up at night. It's much simpler.
There you
Guys
go.
are
It's
more
an
interested.
easier thing.
And if a guy wants to know if a woman's pregnant, there's a way to tell. You watch her eating habits. If she's not backing up to fast food restaurants every 5 minutes, she's not pregnant. Women get hungry when they're pregnant.
She goes to fast food restaurants every 5 minutes, and she's not pregnant. And she wasn't pregnant.
Look, hey,
She do. She do.
And your bony butt be right along with me in the drive-thru.
The women say they were trying to save their relationship. Would a man trust a woman who's done this to him?
I don't think, first of all, they may be able to trust them. I don't think they'll want to be bothered worrying about whether they want to trust them or not. You have very lovely, decent guys here trying to do the right thing.
Right.
I think what the women have done is spend an awful lot of energy trying to keep a lie up. Lying takes a lot of energy.
It does.
And if they redirected the energy into doing something better for themselves and concentrating on their own self-esteem, they'd end up with a much better outcome all around.
Okay, we'll take a break and be back after this. Ron just said, she just relieved me of a lot of shh. Okay, calm down. what does this couple do? I think we think the others aren't going to make it. I think we hope they are. What can they do?
Well, this young man sounds absolutely charming
Doesn't
to me.
he?
One of the parts of the story about what happened in a potential abuse situation is something that he never did before. He overreacted. He turned himself into the police, I read, and felt very, very badly about that. You know, people do make mistakes. He loves her very much. He's very lucky to find a man who loves children that are not his, and I think they have a bright future if he can figure it out.
We'll be right back.